Can we repeat it for purposes of clarity for the court record?
My Lord, appearance for the prosecution is myself, Jonathan Mwaganya, together with Ms. Anna Kiza, and on watching brief is Mr. Stanley Okecho, Mr. Pius Katumba Usobozi, and Mr. Roger Mugabe. My Lord, the defense team is as before. That is Ms. Sarah Awero and Mr. Richard Kumbuka. The accused is in court. And my Lord, the matter is for further hearing, beginning with PW6, who is for cross-examination.
Thank you, Mr. Mwaganya. Could I request that you try to extend here?
Oh, yeah.
Can we extend your table here? I want to be sure I'm seeing you.
Yes. My Lord, all the three assessors are present in court. I could request the mic, maybe that microphone could be for the witness. Then we give Mr. Okello the portable one, since he's not talking all the time. This could be used by Mr. Okello. My Lord, the witness is ready for cross-examination.
Six, Miss Phoebe, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
That gentleman is going to ask you some questions. Please answer them to the best of your knowledge and ability.
Mwami oyo agenda kubako ebibuuzo byakubuuza era ogenda kuba obiddamu okusinziira gwe engeri gy'obitegeeramu.
Phoebe, I'm a lawyer.
Phoebe, omwami oyo agambye lawyer.
I would like to ask you some questions.
Era alina ebibuuzo byagenda okuba nga akubuuza.
But before I got these questions,
naye nga tannaba kubaako bibuuzo byakubuuza.
We sympathize with you.
Era banakubaliramu naawe.
What you went through.
Ku ebyo bye wayitamu.
Trying to save these innocent children.
Ogezaako okuba nga okukuma abaana abo.
I pray you get healing early enough.
However, and Evelyn, sorry, Miss Phoebe, you remember you took oath on Monday that you would speak the truth.
Yes.
So you are still on that oath.
Yes.
That you will tell this court the truth of what you know.
Yes.
Okay. Evelyn, Phoebe, this is how I'll start. Will I be right to say you are the only caretaker in this school?
No.
Okay. Who is another caretaker?
Nora Namyenya.
Another one?
ate omulala
Sarah Adek.
Sarah Adek. So you are 3?
kitegeeza muli basatu.
One was off duty that day.
Emu teyali ku mulimu ekiseera ekyo.
Okay. How many children are there in that early learning center?
Bali baana bameka
including the late.
Ku ssomero eryo ng'ogasseko n'abo abaana abagenzi.
On that day, there were 28 from the vulnerable side, and there were 16 from the daycare side.
Nti kwolwo olunaku waliwo abaana 26.
Could you please repeat?
N'abalala be balabirira abalala era nabo bali 16.
Okay, Miss Phoebe, help me understand. On that day, how many were they?
Kwolwo olunaku abaana baali bameka?
28 plus 16.
Baali 26 ng'ogasseeko ne 16.
Phoebe, will I be right? Those are 44?
Yandibadde mutuufu ogamba nti awamu baali 42.
Someone can calculate.
Ana mbana.
Okay, I've calculated. In your mind, the 3 people are enough to take care of these children.
No, I think that question is out of place. That is not for her to answer.
Much obliged, my Lord. In your testimony, that day, you said the people who came to help you, more other two, including the security guard. Is that right?
Obujjulizi bwe wayogera wagamba nti abantu ali bazze okuyambako abalala ababiri nga kwaliko ne wa security.
Yes.
Tekituufu nti ye.
Okay. So in total you were 3.
Ekitegeeza awamu ali basatu.
Pardon?
Ekitegeeza awamu mwali basatu.
No. What? Abalala bakeyateekazi abalala bamaani baneegattako kubanga be baakuba endulu ezayita abajja okutuyamba.
Other caretakers came after and joined me because they are the ones who made an alarm.
Okay. By the time these other 2 people came to join you, all the 4 children were dead.
Mu kiseera ekyo ababiri bajja okwegattako abaana already abaana baali bamaze okufa.
Nedda.
No.
But they were cut.
Naye baali baafumitibwa oba baasalibwa.
Sis, engeri gye nali nga ndi kulwanagana n'omwami.
I want us to go a little slower. Give her time to internalize the question and answer.
Engeri gye twali nti nali ndi kulwanagana n'omwami oyo.
Since I was fighting with that man there,
kati saasobola kumanya nti gundi yajja mu kaseera ki gundi yajja mu kaseera ki naye kyensobola okujjukira nti baavaayo ne bakuba endulu.
So at the time when they made the alarm, was there anything to save with those 4?
I'm not getting your question.
Okay, by the time they came to make the alarm, isn't it true the children were already cut, the 4?
Mu kiseera obakubira endulu kyali kituufu nti olwedde abaana olwedde baali bamala dde okuba nga babasala babatema.
We're in the process.
Process of doing what?
That man was in the process of cutting the children.
Nti omwami oyo yali mu kikolwa ekyo eky'okusala abaana abo olwedde.
So you want to say that the 3 were present while he was cutting?
Kyogamba ekitegeeza abasatu baaliwo omwami oyo yali ng'asala abaana abo oba nga abatema.
They were calling for hope.
Baali bayita buyambi.
But they were present.
Naye baaliwo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you said that you called the alarm? By the time you made the alarm was on the 4th child making, he was cutting.
Ojjeke wagamba nti wakubira endulu nti already yali ku mwana ow'okuna ng'ali mutemaatema.
Si kituufu.
That is not what she said.
Much obliged. You remember on 1st April,
Ojjukira ng'ennaku z'omwezi lumu guno omwezi ogwokuna.
You said that person came at the gate.
Wagamba nti omwami oyo yajja ku gate.
And you talked to him
N'oyogera naye.
while the gate was closed.
Nga gate eyo yali nzigale.
Yes.
Is that the way you talk to the visitors?
Ye engeri gy'oyogeramu n'abagenyi.
He was a stranger.
Was a stranger. All the visitors who all the
Mr. Kumuga, remember we are recording, so give us the time to record, then you ask the next question. Okay, I have recorded that she spoke to him at the gate because he was a stranger. You can take it up from there.
Is that the way you usually speak the strangers?
That's why after interviewing him and knowing his purpose, the next day I had opened for him.
Okay. The first time of interaction, did you notice anything unusual in him? Okay. The second time, when you were talking to him.
Mr. Kumbuga, we are going to regulate your speed.
Because it's not writing. So.
Please regulate your speed so that you allow us time to record. You are asking her whether she noticed anything unusual, and she said no. So you can take it up from there.
The second time when you are interacting with him, will I be right that you never bothered to ask for his identifications?
Tewasobola kubeera ng'omusabaako ebyo byali bimukwatako tewatwala buvunaanyizibwa obwo kumusaba ekyo
twabimusaba naye yagamba the next time ng'alese omwana agenda kuleeta all the documentation ezimukwatako nezikwata ku mwana. Yes, Mr. Kumga, let's proceed. But you interpret what she said in English.
I beg your pardon.
Okay, he asked a question as to whether she asked him for his identification documents the second day. And then she said she asked him, but he said he would bring the documents when he's bringing the child the next time. That is the interpretation I wanted because there is recording. Because she said it in Uganda, you bring it in English for purposes of recording of the court record.
The gentleman said that he will bring all the documents.
When he's bringing the child.
That he'll bring all the documents when he's bringing the child.
Let's
On
proceed,
the
Mr. Kumbuga.
second day when he's coming back to the school.
That's not it. On the second day, when he came, they asked him for the documents, his identification documents, and then he said he would bring them when he's bringing the child to school.
So that gentleman, when he came back, he said he'll bring the documents on the second day. When he's bringing the child.
Okay, let's proceed, Mr. Kumbuga.
In your testimony you gave here in this court, will I be correct to say you mentioned only one security guard?
Nti yandibadde mutuufu okubanga agambye nti wayogerako wa security guard omu yekka.
He was among the first respondents.
Ye yali omuntu omu ku abo abaasooka okujja.
Okay. And that security guard was not at the entrance.
Ekitegeeza oyo security guard oyo teyaliiwo ku mulyango.
They keep on patrolling this whole place because we use a joint security.
Tebabeerawo nga batambula olw'ensonga
Answer my question.
Phoebe, you'll answer his question as he puts it to you.
ojja kuddamu ekibuuzo kye nga bw'abeera
And the
akikubuuzizza.
question is, was he at the gates?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Nedda.
At the time when these children were out, will I be right? You were in class or you were in your office?
Mu kiseera ekyo abaana bwe baali nga bali bweru yandibadde mutuufu okugamba nti wali bweru oba ali mu ofiisi yo.
Nali wabweru nga ndi nabo.
I was outside with them.
Do you remember?
Ojjukira?
When that person was in office paying the money,
Omuntu oyo yali mu ofiisi ng'asasula ssente.
isn't it true that you are also in office?
Kituufu nti naawe weera wali mu ofiisi?
It is true. Nali mu office.
Okay.
Kituufu nali mu ofiisi.
And at that time, the children were out.
Era mu kiseera ekyo abaana baali bweru.
Yes.
Ye.
When this person was getting out of the office,
Omuntu oyo yali ng'afuluma ofiisi.
who first got out first? Is it you or that person?
Ani yasooka okufuluma, igwe oba omuntu oyo?
He went out first.
Ye yasooka okufuluma.
Okay. How far is your office towards where the children were playing from?
Ofiisi yo n'abaana be baali bazannyira wali wenkanawa.
It is close.
Walinaaniganye.
Can you estimate?
Osobola okutulagamu
We are in court here.
wano mu kkooti.
Maybe from here up to the first terrace there. The first terrace around.
We can estimate, prosecution and defense and the assessors estimate and let me know.
Kinga okuva omukyala waali paka wali eri ku madaala.
Terraces we zitandikira awo.
Where the terraces start from.
20 meters.
That looks like 30 meters, my lord.
Is that the agreement of everyone? It looks like yeah, it seems to be shorter than 30. Let's, assessors, please, just come and help me to assess this. Where she's standing to, and we should all be in a consensus of the distance. What is your estimation?
It's about 15 meters, 15 to 20 meters.
How many?
15 to 20 meters.
bagambye obuwanvu bulinga bwa mita 15 ku 2.
Is that the consensus? Yes? Okay.
nti era ekyo kye bakkiriziganyizaako enjoyi zombi.
Do you know the number of children who were playing at that time, that place?
omanyi omuwendo gw'abaana abaali bazannya mu kiseera ekyo?
Omuwendo sigumanyi kubanga abamu baali bagenze for short call emanju, abamu nga bazannya, kati simanyi bameka baali mu lujja.
I don't know the upper what, because some had gone for a short call and others were playing.
But were they beyond 4?
There were more than 4.
Baali basukka abana.
When you interacted with this man in the office,
together with
the headmistress,
headmistress,
did you ask him?
He was the
where,
coordinator, not the headmistress.
Okay, the coordinator. Did you ask him where he resides?
wamubuuzaako okwa gye yali abeera?
Yatugamba abeera Buziga.
He said that he was staying in Buziga.
Buziga is big. Did he exactly tell you the place?
Buziga nene. Yakubulira ddala nkwa we yali aviira?
No.
Nedda.
Did you find it necessary?
Bwe bakisanga nga kyali kya mugaso.
Since he had told us that he was going to come back with the documents that day he was bringing the child plus the mother, we thought we would discuss that on that day.
Bakiraba nti baali basobola okuba nga bakinnyonnyola olunaku olwo kuba yali yabagamba ajja kuba nga akomawo olunaku olulala ng'aleeta omwana.
So the question is, did you find it necessary?
Yes.
To ask him?
Yes.
Nti yakisanga kyali kya mugaso okubeera nga amubuuza.
So if you found it necessary, why didn't you ask him?
Actually, she has answered that question, that she expected to get better details when the mother brought the child the next time.
Much obliged.
Ms. Sarah, is there anything you want to communicate to the court from your client?
None, my lord.
Madam Phoebe, when you said that this man was breathing heavily, what did you mean?
Wagamba nti omusajja ono yali asanyu kiki wali otegeeza?
You asked me how he was responding. That's the only thing, he was breathing heavy.
Wambuuza engeri gye yali addamu nenkugamba nti yali asanyu.
Please clarify.
No, breathing heavily, she may not be able to describe that. You want her to describe? I think we can all understand how to breathe heavily.
Fenna tusobola okutegeera engeri omuntu gy'abeera assaamu.
Okay, one last question. The gate of that school and the main road, how far is it?
Ekibuuzo ekirala ekisembayo ku geeti y'essomero eyo n'ekkubo lyennyini waliwo distance yenkanawa?
I'm not good at measuring distance, but it is not so. It is a bit close.
Well, can I say they were like 50 meters? They are like 50 meters.
Sisi mulungi ye kubanga ategeera distance eyo.
I can't measure in meters. I don't know how many meters are there.
Can you try to
estimate
here?
Meters mmeka?
From our gate to the main road.
From where you're standing?
Ojja tuwulira ng'osinzidde okuva agwo
I
oyimiridde
think
kati.
it can be like from here up to that place which goes to the Maranatha High School.
Ngambe kiringa okuva wano paka ku kifo ekyo ekigenda ku ssomero eryo.
Just behind that building.
Emabega w'ekizimbe ekyo.
Let's get to know the estimate of the distance. Have you understood where Maranatha is? Then you find out so that you're able to tell us.
My lord, we estimate it to be around 70 meters.
Kalaba kkooti bo bagambye bateebereza okubeerawo obuwanvu bwa mita nga 7.
Phoebe, you talked of the 16 children and the 28. Are they in the same premise?
wayogedde ku bano 16 n'abiri bonna bali mu kifo kyekimu
We're in the same premise,
n'abiri mu
but
16
we're
n'abiri mu 8
we are in the same premise, but we have different classes.
bonna bali mu kifo kyekimu lwakuba balina ebibiina byanjawulo.
So, those who were a bit old that time, how many people were attending to them?
kwabo abaali abakulukulumuko baali bantu bameka baali babali mu kubalabirira.
Our age groups are almost the same. So kati simanyi bw'ogamba abakulukulumu baluwa bw'otegeeza.
I don't know
Okay.
when you say those who are a bit old, the ones that you mean.
Maybe let her clarify for us the two categories of the children. She said the vulnerable and help us understand that differentiation.
Bwe ngamba vulnerable waliwo church egenda mu communities nerondayo abaana abava mu families ezitalina buyambi abali malnourished nebaleeta netubateekawo netuba nga tubalabirira.
Among those who are vulnerable, the church gets them from the community. From those from humble backgrounds, then they bring them and then we take care of them.
Netubalabirira
And we take care of them.
era bo tebalina tebasasula ssente za mwezi.
And those ones, they don't pay a fee per month.
Then ne wabawo category endala
Then there are those others, another category.
abazadde bo basasula kubanga baayagala abaana baabwe tubeere nga tubasigaza naye nga tebali mu project eri.
Whereby parents pay for those children and we take care of them because for them they are not in the other project.
Kye kikula ky'ono omwami category gye yali agiddemu okuwandiisa omwana we.
So that is the same category that this gentleman also came to register his child.
So, at that time,
Let's wait, Mr. Kumbugu. Help us repeat how many were in the vulnerable group and how many were in the other group.
Ddamu tubuulira abo abaali mu group eyo ya vulnerable gye wayogeddeko n'ekibiina kiri ekirala.
Abali mu vulnerable group bali 28.
Abali mu vulnerable group baali 28.
Abali mu category endala bali 16.
Then bali abalala baali 16.
so these children who passed on, which category do they belong to?
Bano abaana abaafa bo bagwa mu category ki?
Ababiri bali babiri. Ababiri bali mu group y'abaana ab'obuyambi, ababiri bali mu group eri esasula ssente.
Two of the children, they were from those parents who used to pay for them, then other two, they were coming from the other group of the vulnerable.
So will I be right to say both groups, it's you was attending to them that time?
Yandibadde mutuufu ogamba nti group zonna wamu gwe yali azirabirira ekiseera ekyo.
During break time,
will I be right?
Yandibadde
Is
mutuufu.
it right or no?
Kituufu oba nedda?
it is right at that particular moment.
Okay.
Tekituufu mu kaseera ako.
My Lord, I'm through the cross-examination.
Thank you very much.
Amaze n'ebibuuzo
Mr.
by'abantu
Mwaganya, any
ababuuza.
re-exam?
My Lord, just one.
wa gavumenti agambye alinayo ekibuuzo kimu kyagenda okukubuuza.
Please, I want you to clarify.
Ayagala otangaazeemu.
When they asked you about the people who were caretaking the children at the school,
bakubuuza ku bantu abo abaali balabirira abaana abo balikola ku ssomero eryo.
You listed people in the category of caretakers. Other than caretakers, were there other staff for the daycare?
Wayogedde ku abo abaali balabirira obulabirizi abaana naye waliwo ne basitaafu abalala abaali baliwo abaali bakola emirimu egyali emirala.
Yes, waliwo coordinator ne cook.
Yes, there was a coordinator and a cook.
That's all, my lord. We pray to call the next witness.
First, wait, I have some questions for her.
Okay, my lord.
N'omulamuzi alina ebibuuzo byagenda okuba nga akubuuza.
Miss Phoebe, a few questions from me. I want you to clarify something for me, for the court. You talked about the gate, the way where you met or where you talked with that gentleman on the first day. I just want to understand the nature of this gate. Is it a closed gate? Is it a gate that has bars?
It is open with bars. It has bars. It is this kind of gate which has bars that you can see through.
So during the day, is it locked?
Yes, it's locked.
Is it manned by anyone? Is it manned by anyone?
No, we just keep it closed in case someone wants help. We can open for him.
Okay. Okay, the first time when you met, you say you met him or he came at the gate. Were you able to see the modes of transport that brought him?
He approached the gate by foot and he left by foot.
And he also said that the act of cutting the children took a very short time. Are you able to estimate the time in terms of minutes?
According to the time we spent there, I can estimate less than 7 minutes.
Sinzira ku kiseera ekitwaliwo zaalinga eddakiika okukka wansi w'omusanvu.
About the security guard, where does he guard? You talked about him coming. Where is he during the day?
Ate ono security guard gwe yayogeddeko emisana abeera wa?
They station at the main gate of the church, but they keep on patrolling the whole premises.
Babeera ku gate ennyini eya church naye era babeera era batambulatambula mukko nga bakuuma ekifo nga balawuna ekifo.
Mr. Mwaganya, any questions that arise from my questioning?
My Lord, not at all.
How about you, Mr. Kumbuga?
No question, my Lord.
Okay, Ms. Phoebe, once again, I thank you so much for coming to testify and for being brave and strong. You can step down.
Mukyala Phoebe mulamuzi akwebaza okuba ng'ozze mu kkooti eno okuba obujulizi.
Let's have the next witness.
Atufune omujulizi omulala.
Lord, as she comes, I had forgotten to brief court that we have planned for 8 witnesses today.
This one, in addition to Phoebe, or
no, with Phoebe inclusive.
Phoebe inclusive. We have 7.
Yes, my Lord.
Okay, let's see how fast we can go.
Abajulizi 8 ng'ogasseko n'oyo omukyala Phoebe amaze okuwa obujulizi mu kkooti eno.
Please tell court. Sorry.
Mwaganya, this is PW7.
Yes, my Lord.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, madam.
May I please know your name?
I'm Annet Agoy Odo.
Annet?
Annet Agoy Odo.
You're going to spell for me the 2 names, the last 2 names.
Annet, A-G-O-E.
A-G-O-E.
Then O-D. D-O-N-G.
A-D-O-N-G.
Yes.
Odong.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 57 years old.
And what is your religion?
Born again.
Okay, you're going to hold the Bible and swear that you're going to tell us the truth. And if you feel you want to sit along the way, you will tell me so you can sit.
I swear by the Almighty God.
I swear by the Almighty God
That the evidence I shall give.
that the evidence I shall give
Touching the matter before court.
touching the matter before court
Shall be the truth.
shall be the truth,
Nothing but the truth.
nothing but the truth.
Thank you.
Okay, so Annet, you say you are 57 years.
Yes. Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living?
I work for Early Childhood Development Center as the coordinator.
Agambe nti akolanga coordinator mu Early Childhood Center ng'era alina emyaka 57.
For how long have you worked as such?
Omazeeyo ebbanga lyenkana wange okolera eyo.
I've worked for 15 years.
Yakakolerayo emyaka 15.
And what do you do as coordinator?
Okola mirimu ki egyo nga coordinator?
At the facility, one we
Mr.
have,
Mwaganya, I'm hoping the other witnesses are not here.
No, my Lord.
Okay.
They are far apart.
At the facility, we have two programs. One is for the vulnerable children. So for the vulnerable children,
You are going to go slow to allow court to write.
Ku facility balinawo programs ziri bbiri ng'emu esooka ey'aba vulnerable.
then the second one is for the children from those ones who pay money, that is the daycare.
Then ey'okubiri abo abaddekeyo ababa basasula ssente.
Yes.
So for the vulnerable, I meet the mothers. We register the children door to door from the community.
Nti era abo bavulnerable baba batasasula ssente ayogera ne maama w'abaana abo bamama b'abaana abo era ne babawandiisa
We bring them to the center,
ne babaleeta ku ssenta
teach the parents parenting,
ne basomesaamu abazadde b'abaana abo
teach them nutrition,
engeri y'okuzaamu abaana n'okubaliisa.
because most of them we find when they are malnourished.
Kuba abamu tusanga nga babeera tebalya bulungi.
So we also teach the parents hygiene.
Era tusomesa n'abazadde abo ebyobuyonjo.
We also have devotions with the parents.
Era tubeera tusaba n'abazadde abo
And the children also.
n'abaana awamu.
Then for the daycare side,
Then bano abaddekeya oba baba basasula ssente
we register the children,
abaana abo tubawandiisa
get all the details of the parents,
ne tufuna ebyo ebikwata ku bazadde b'abaana abo
and have an interview
era
about the age of the children.
ne tuba interviewinga ku myaka gy'abaana abo.
Yes. So, how many children in total do you take care of?
Bali baana bameka awamu abo
At the facility.
b'olabirira ku facility eyo?
Facility altogether, we have the vulnerable children are 48,
Abo bali vulnerable baba batasasula ssente bali awamu abaana 48.
and the daycare as 18.
Then abo abaddekeyo baba basasula ssente bali 18.
Do you know the accused?
Oyo omwami
Yes,
oyo
I do.
omumanyi oyo gwe bavunaana omusango nti ye
How do you know him?
ojja otya okumumanya?
On 2nd of April 2026,
Ennaku z'omwezi 2 ogwokuna guno omwaka
at around 11,
ku ssaawa nga 5 ez'okumakya
one of the caretakers,
11 day or night?
11 a.m.,
ssaawa 5 ez'okumakya
one of the caregivers
omu ku baali balabira abaana abo
Do you
brought him
know the name?
Phoebe,
The other name?
omanyi erinnya lye
Namtebi Phoebe,
ng'ayitibwa Namutebi Phoebe,
Yes.
brought him to the office,
n'amuleeta mu ofiisi
and she told me that this,
Accused to office. Phoebe, Annet, you will go through to allow court to.
Annet ojja kuba ogendamu mpolampola osobole kuleka kooti.
So, Phoebe brought him to your office?
yes,
Yes?
yes, at around 11 a.m.,
Yes, yes.
and she introduced him to me,
Era n'amunyanjulira
and she told me
era n'aŋŋamba
that she had come a day before.
nti yali yajja olunaku olumu emabega
And said he had a child he wanted to enroll in the daycare.
era n'agamba yalina omwana gwe yali ayagala okuba ng'awandiisa
Okay.
ku ssomero eryo.
Okay.
Yes.
What
then
followed?
Then I
Where did they? Okay, they
found
found him in the office.
yes.
Okay. What followed?
I interviewed him.
Era omwami oyo n'ambuuza ebibuuzo.
I asked him how the age of the child.
Ne mubuuza emyaka gy'omwana.
And the sex.
Ne oba yali mwala oba mulenzi.
And he told me it was a girl.
N'angamba nti yali muwala.
And he was about to make 3 years.
Ng'era yali agenda kuba nga aweza emyaka 3.
Then I told him no.
About to make
3 years.
Yes.
So I told him that that age is for baby class.
Era ne mugamba emyaka egyo gy'abaana ba baby class.
So he told me, no, I'd taken her to a nursery school, but a nursery school has advised me to start with her with daycare.
Era yangamba nti nasuna mutwala ku nursery school naye nursery school ngamba nti soke musokezeeko mu daycare.
Okay.
And he gave me the reason.
Era n'ampa ensonga.
He told me the girl was not social because she stays with the mom alone.
Nti era omwana oyo yali tayogera nnyo n'abantu oba abaana balala era ng'abeera ne maama we.
Yes.
And she cannot speak well.
Era atayogera bulungi.
Yes.
And he went ahead and told me that, but we can give a trial for this term. If she copies very well, then we can introduce her to nursery school.
N'angamba era basobola okuba nga agezaako hamu eno kasita atereeramuko basobola okuba nga bamutwala then awo mu nursery.
What followed?
I understood I accepted his request.
Era nenzikiriza okusaba kwe.
And I told him what it takes to enroll a child in the daycare.
Era ne munnyonnyola ekyo ekyali beetaagisa okubeera nga owandiisa omwana mu daycare.
So I told him
you wait. What did you tell him?
Kiki wamugamba?
I told him registration is 10,000.
Ne mugamba okuwandiisa omwana gubeera omutwalo gumu.
Daycare fees is 120.
Then eza daycare gibeera emitwalo 12.
Then himself asked me, but I see children in uniform. Do you have uniform?
Then ye n'abuuza nti alaba abaana abayambadde uniform n'amubuuza nti oyina uniform?
I told him yes.
Ne muddamu nti ye.
Okay.
And he asked me how much uniform was.
Era n'ambuuza nti uniform yali ya ssente mmeka?
Yes.
So I told him uniform is 60,000.
Ne muddamu ne mugamba nti uniform yali ya mitwalo 6.
So
yes.
So I picked the calculator.
Era ne nfuna calculator.
As I was totaling, he already tells me that no, it is 190.
Era we nali ngattamu then ye mangu n'angamba nti awamu zaali mitwalo 19.
Yes.
which I had also confirmed.
Era nange ze namala ne nkakasa.
What did he use to total up the money?
Kiki yakozesa okubanga agata sente
He
zaawa?
did it mentally.
Ye yakikozesa
Mental work.
bwongo.
What followed?
Ki ekyaddirira?
Then he went ahead and told me that he didn't come with cash.
Nayongera n'angamba nti yali tazze na ssente eza cash oba ez'obuliwo.
So he asked me if he can put it in the mobile money.
N'angamba oba asobola okuba nga aziteeka ku mobile money.
Yes.
So he asked me for my contact.
Era n'ansaba contact zange.
Which I gave him.
Ze namala ne mmuwa.
What followed?
So I told him that if you are sending the 190,000, you need to include the withdrawal fee.
Ne mugamba oba oweereza ssente ezo 19 ayongerako n'ezo ez'okuggyayo ssente ezo.
And he told me it's fine, let me put there 5,000.
N'angamba kale tewali buzibu era kayongereko naye 15,000.
Which he did, and he sent to my phone
Era kye yakola n'aziweereza ku ssimu yange
195,000.
emitwalo 19,015.
Then after seeing the message,
Bwe namala okulaba message,
I instructed Phoebe to write for him a receipt.
ndagira Phoebe okubeera nga amuwandiikira lisiiti.
Yes.
She wrote the receipt and she gave it to him.
Era yawandiika lisiiti eyo n'amala n'agimuwa.
In what form are your receipts?
Lisiiti zo ziri
They are duplicate forms, receipts.
Explain, please.
It was handwritten receipt
za lisiiti omuntu z'abeera awandiisa obuwandiisi
with they are headed receipts.
ng'era kuliko ebigambo
Headed
ebyogera.
what?
Ggaba Community Church is
Kuliko Ggaba Community Church.
ECDP.
Ggaba Community Church.
Is in bracket ECDP.
ECDP. What does that stand for?
Kitegeeza ki ekyo kya ECDP?
Early Childhood Development Program.
Kitegeeza Early Childhood Development Program.
When you say they are duplicate, what do you mean?
Ogamba nti zaali duplicate, ki ky'obeera otegeeza?
The client takes the original and will remain with the duplicate.
Client yatwala copy original, ffe ne tusigazaako eyo eya duplicate.
So before I forget, you told this court that the total enrollment in your school has 48 vulnerable and 18 in daycare.
Yes, sir.
Were all these numbers at the school on the day of the second?
Ewadde ogamba kkooti eno nti abo abaali vulnerable abaali batasasula ssente baali 48, then abaali basasula ssente aba daycare baali 18.
On that day, they were not all there.
Yes.
Do you have an idea of how many could have been there, or if you don't, it's okay?
I have an idea.
How many were there?
Baali bameka?
The
On
vulnerable
the
were,
second.
on second, the vulnerable children were 28.
Abaali vulnerable ba abaali batasasula ssente baali 28,
While the daycare was 16.
then abo abaali aba daycare abo abaali basasula ssente baali 16.
So we are at a point when accused has paid money, Phoebe has written the receipt under your instructions. What followed?
Tuli ku kiseera nga omwami amaze osasula ssente, then Phoebe amaze okumuwandiikira risiiti ki ekyaddirira.
I actually asked him that now you are registering, you have registered the child, we shall need your details for our file.
Era namubuuza ne mugamba kati tumaze okuba nga tuligeseringa omwana oyo, era kati naye tujja kusaba ebibeera bikwatago olwa fayiro yaffe.
Yes.
He told me that he was just a sponsor of that child.
Era yanziramu nagamba ye yali sponsor ab'omuntu abayambako ku mwana oyo.
But the mother,
naye maama w'omwana oyo
will come with his details and her details.
ajja kujja n'ebyo ebimukwatako omwami oyo n'ebikola ku maama w'omwana.
Yes.
On Tuesday.
Ku lunaku olwokubiri.
Yes. What else followed?
Kyekaddirira.
So he got out.
N'amala n'agenda n'afuluma.
Actually told him, thank you very much, we're waiting for you and the child on Tuesday.
Oluvannyuma n'amala ne mugamba weebale nnyo nga mwebaza era tulinze omwana oyo ku lunaku olwokubiri.
Okay, what followed?
So he got out, and I also went back to start doing what I was doing because they entered the office when I was typing some things on the computer.
Yamala n'afuluma nange nensayo nenzira ku mirimu gye nali nkola kubanga we yayingira nali nange n'emirimu gye nkola ku computer.
Yes.
Then Phoebe put back the receipt book in my drawer.
Then Phoebe nazza akatabo ka receipt mu drawer.
Yes.
And she was now getting out to go because the suspect had already come out. So she was also coming now to open for him the gate.
Kubanga suspect already yali amaze okufuluma era nga yali naye Phoebe afuluma okubanga agenda okubanga amuggulira gate.
So, but he made... Yes?
Genda mpola.
Saying you go slow.
So you say Phoebe also got out to open the gate.
Wagambye ati ne Phoebe naye yafuluma okubanga agenda okubanga aggulira omwami oyo gate.
Yes.
So I looked out through the window.
Neningiza mu dinisa.
And I saw the accused bending on the child.
Nendaba accused oba avunaanibwa nga akutamye ku mwana.
So I made a noise, and then Phoebe was so saying, "What are you doing on our children?"
Era nenkuba enduula nti nabuuza okola ki ku baana baffe.
Because we actually thought.
Miss Annet, please repeat that. You looked through the window. What did you see?
I looked
through the window and I saw him on the child. He was bending on the child was under him. So for me, I thought he was just beating the child. So Phoebe at the So at the same time, Phoebe had also seen what he was doing.
Yes.
So I ran out of the office. So as I was running to him,
you ran out of office?
I ran out of office.
Yes.
Shouting and heading towards him.
Yes.
So he stood up and left the child who was lying down. And was lifting the knife towards me. With open eyes. So now what?
Now, Phoebe, I will keep prompting you. I mean, Annet. Okay. I'll keep prompting you. So just be patient with our speed. So you say he lifted the knife.
I ran away.
Lifted the wife to a knife
towards me.
Yes.
Then I ran away.
Ran away to where?
I ran towards the corner because that is facing now where the church, where the guards are.
Yes.
Then he went back and now that is the time Phoebe now went as he bent on the next chair. So Phoebe picked a bicycle to hit him.
Yes.
He still ran towards Phoebe. To Phoebe. That's when Phoebe fell down. When Phoebe fell down, he ran back to the children. But I kept on making noise.
Okay. Proceed.
Then Phoebe still picked another bicycle and hit him. That's when now he jumped and wanted to cut Phoebe.
As if Phoebe was struggling, what were you doing?
I was alarming Another colleague came, Nora, were all alarming and
bibali bekubira enduulu ne yali akola naye naye era yali akuba enduulu
until the rescuers came.
paka abantu ababa bali bataasa be bajja.
Before we go to the rescuers, how many children in total were cut?
nga tetunagenda ku abo abaali bazze okutaasa abaana baali bameka abaali batemeddwa oba baali basaliddwa?
4.
baali 4.
Could you by any chance know their names?
osobola okubeera ng'omanya amannya g'abaana abo?
Gideon Eteku,
kuliko Gideon Etegu,
Ignatius Seryange,
kuliko Ignatius Seryange,
Keisha again wrote Otim,
Keisha Beroto Team,
and Ryan Odeke.
ne Ryan Odeke.
So you say rescuers came. Who were these rescuers?
Ogambye abaali bazze okutaasa bajja baali bantu ki abo?
The first one who entered was Silas Bukenya.
Eyasooka okuyingira yali Silas Bukenya.
Moses Opio, who is the guard.
Kuliko Moses Opio eyali akuuma.
And Bashir Matovu.
Ne Bashir Matovu.
What happened when the rescuers came?
Kyo ekyatuukawo abo abaali bazze okutaasa nga bazze.
They got hold of him.
Baasooka okubeera nga bamukwata.
Did you observe any other thing?
Olina ekirala kyonna
Process of
kyewalaba
arresting him.
mu kiseera ekyo nga bamukutte?
I did not observe anything because I was now running, calling for help to come and take the children to the hospital.
Sina kirala kye nalaba kubanga nali nziruse nga ngezako okufuna obuyambi kubanga abaana abo batwalibwa mu ddwaliro.
Did you get the help?
Yes,
Wafuna obuyambi obwo?
yes, sir.
Nti ye
Tell court how?
kooti ginnyonnyole wabufuna otya?
The nearest person there with the car was Auntie Harriet.
Omuntu yali okumpi awo yalinawo emmotoka yali Auntie Harriet.
So she came and parked at the gate.
Era yajja n'apaakinga awo ku geeti.
The car was Auntie. What happened when Harriet came with her car?
Ki ekyatukawo nga Harriet azze n'emmotoka ye?
People hurried to carry the 3 children.
And
Thought
where?
they were alive.
Abantu bayanga okusitula abaana 3 abaali nga bakyali balamu.
We thought they were alive.
Baali bateebereza nti abaana abo baleka baali bakyali balamu.
Yes.
So one was not taken to the hospital because that one it all showed sign that she had died.
Omu ye teyatwalibwa kuba ye already yali alabikirawo nti ye alabika yali amaze okuba nga afudde.
Who was that was left?
Yali anywe eyalekebwa
Ryan Odeke.
yali Ryan Odeke.
Which hospital did the Harriet take them?
Yali ddwaliro ki Harriet gye yatwala abaana?
Wayne's Medical Center.
What followed?
Kyekyaddira
The police arrived.
poliisi nemala netuuka.
Other than police and
Silas and the guard Moses and Matovu brought him to the Askari's offices and locked him there before the police arrived.
Silas ne wagaadi bamukwate ne babaako we bamusibira nga poliisi tennaba kubaako ng'etuuka.
So other than those the three, Cyrus, Moses, and Matovu, and the police, did any other person come or respond?
Waliwo omuntu omulala yenna eyajja
The people from the community had already also arrived.
nti abantu abalala ku kyalo bali nabo already baali bamaze okuba nga batuuse.
What happened when police came?
Kyekyatuukawo nga poliisi ezze.
The police tried to control the people.
Abapoliisi bagezaako okubeera nga bakakkanya abantu.
Yes.
And later on, they picked the body which was also lying there.
Era oluvannyuma bajjawo n'omulambo ogwali gwe basaawo.
And picked the other ones also at once.
Era ne bafuna ne bali abalala era.
Yes.
Annet, did you go with them to pick the bodies at the hospital?
Wagenda nabo okufuna emiryango egy'abaana abo ku ddwaliro.
No, one of us went with them.
Nedda naye omu ku ffe yagenda nabo.
So, okay. And what followed?
Naye
To your knowledge?
kyekyaddira
My
ku
knowledge,
byomanyi.
the bodies were taken to Mulago for post-mortem.
Emirimu gy'abaana abo gyatwalibwa e Mulago kubeera nga gyekebejjebwa abasawo.
What followed?
Kyekyaddirira
Late in the day now, the police took statements from us.
oluvannyuma poliisi baatuggyako statement.
So other than police taking a statement from you on that day, what else?
Ojjako poliisi
Did the police
okuggyako statement ku
require
lunaku
any
olwo.
other thing from you?
Waliwo ekirala poliisi kye yakusaba?
First of all, the police came and closed the place.
Poliisi yajja n'eggala ekifo ekyo.
Other than that?
Ate ekirala?
They checked my phone to confirm whether I received the message from the suspect.
Ne bakebera essimu yange okukakasa nti oba nali nfunye ssente ezo okuva ku suspect.
What did they find?
Ki kye
The
baasanga?
message was there.
Era message yaliko eri.
What else?
Ate ekirala?
The next day is when I was called to go and print my mobile money statement from mobile money.
Olunaku olwaddirira we nayitibwa kubanga ngenda okuprintinga mobile money statement yange.
Which I did.
Era kye nakola.
Where did you print your mobile money statement from?
Wagiprintingirawo eyo statement eyo eya mobile money?
It was from Nkrumah Road.
Wagiprintinga ku Nkrumah Road?
Nkrumah Road, which place?
Nkrumah Road esangibwa?
In town.
Mu town.
MTN offices.
Mtawuni ku offices z'aba MTN.
Which number of yours was the money sent?
Yali namba ki eyiyo ku ssente ezo kwe baaziteeka?
0772
Yali 0772
96.
Sorry, just a minute. My Lord, can we request that she just records her number for the court record as opposed to reading it to the public?
Okay.
Asabye kkooti abeere nga namba yagiwandiika buwandiisi okusinga okubeera ng'agisoma mu lujjudde
I was about to propose that as well.
So I'm going to request that you write for court the number, your number on which you send, on which the suspects, the accused person sent.
Era bakusabye wandiika ennamba eyo kwe bateeka essente ezo suspect.
Begin by showing it to the prosecution, to them, and then to the assessors, and lastly to the court. Okay, we can proceed.
Other than police asking you to print the said, to procure your said mobile money statement, what else?
Ogyeko ekyo poliisi okugamba okuprinting out statement ya mobile money ate ekirala.
I printed the statement and gave to police.
Okay.
Na printing a statement eyo n'enjowa abapoliisi.
What else?
Ate ekirala.
The next thing I was summoned to this court.
Olala bampita okujja mu kkooti eno.
You talked about the receipt that you issued. Did the police require any information about that item?
Wayogedde ku risiiti gye mwawaayo. Poliisi yabaako kyekubuza ku risiiti eyo.
Yes, they asked me for the booklet.
Tiye bansaba akatabo ako.
And what happened?
Kyekyaddira.
The police went with it.
So if I showed you the receipt book and mobile money print that you handed to the police, are you in position to recognize?
Ntiwakuwa akatabo ako aka risiiti n'eyo ebya print gye wafuluma eyaba MTN osobola okubeera ng'obitegeera.
Yes, sir.
Tiye.
How?
Otya.
Beginning with the mobile money?
Ng'otandise ne statement ya mobile money.
The date,
Nti nga kuliko ennaku z'omwezi.
the amount,
N'omuwendo gwa ssente.
and the name of the sender.
N'erinnya ly'omuntu oyo yaweereza ssente ezo.
And the receipt?
ate ku risiiti
The receipt, the name of the child,
ku risiiti kubeerako erinnya ly'omwana
and the amount.
n'omuwendo gwa ssente.
I want you to look at the two items. Please begin with the book.
ayagala otunulira ebiwandiiko bibiri, tandika n'akatabo.
Tell court if you recognize it.
Bulira kooti oba okategedde.
Do you recognize the book?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Kiye akatabo
The
akutegedde
receipt book.
nti ke katabo ka risiiti.
Does it bear the duplicate copy of the receipt that you issued to the accused?
Kalimu ezo kopi eza duplicate ezo
That was issued to the accused.
ze mwawa accused oba omusibe.
Yes, sir.
Nti ye
What is reflected in the duplicate?
ki ekiri mu duplicate eyo.
The date is 2nd April 2026.
Mulimu ennaku z'omwezi nga 2 ogwokuna guno omwaka.
The name of the person, the child they paid for.
Okay, Annet, go slow, please. It has the date.
Kuliko ennaku z'omwezi.
And the date is?
2nd April 2026.
Use the microphone.
Ogwokubiri ennaku z'omwezi nga 2 ogwokuna guno omwaka ogwa 2026.
And the child's name?
Ate erinnya ly'omwana
Child's name is Okello Onyum.
Spell it.
Z-U-R-I-E-L. Okello.
erinnya ly'omwana ye Zuriel
And the second?
Then Onyum is O-N-Y-U-M.
What else does it contain?
ate ki ekirala ekiri mu risiiti eyo.
The amount of money paid,
Kuliko n'omuwendo gwa ssente ezaasasulwa.
How much was paid?
190,000 shillings only.
Nga kwaliko emitwalo 19 gyokka.
What else?
Ate ekirala
Being payment of
What was the reason?
yali nsonga ki eya ssente ezo ezaasasulwa
daycare fees
nga zaali za daycare,
plus uniform
nga kwaliko n'eza yunifoomu
plus registration.
n'ez'okuwandiisa omwana we.
Total amount 190,000 shillings.
Nga ssente awamu zaali emitwalo 19.
Balance was nil
Ng'era tewaliwo balansi yenna.
and signature was for Phoebe.
Ng'era kwaliko yateekako omukono yali Phoebe.
My Lord, I pray that court looks at the school record and compares it with the PID number 1 for PID number 1 to be admitted as an exhibit.
Asabye kkooti etunule ekiwandiiko ekyo.
Got the last page. You closed it.
look at this book, compare it with PEID 1, and thereafter admit PEID 1 as an exhibit. What is your response? You have looked at the book.
My Lord, it would have been PW6 Phoebe to have identified that because she's the author and it has her signature.
Nti yandibadde Phoebe okuba nga wayo ekiwandiiko ekyo yali omujulizi ow'omukaaga kuba ye muntu eyawandiika lisiiti era yateekako n'omukono gwe.
My Lord, from the testimony, the receipt, the witness on the stand is the custodian of the receipt book.
Nti omukyalo yayimiridde awo ye muntu oyo aba akuuma ekitabo ekyo ekya lisiiti.
And from her testimony, after Phoebe authoring, she returned the receipt book into her custody.
Okay, go slow.
Phoebe identified the copy.
Phoebe yategeerako copy.
Which in this case, my Lord, is in tandem with the record in the receipt book.
Ngera mu kiseera kino yeyo kopi eri mu katabo ako aka risiiti.
My Lord, ordinarily, we would be praying to tender the actual book. But we think that since it is still a book in the actual use of the school, it is sufficient for court to inspect it and compare with the copy, and we tender.
Nti twandibadde tuwayo akatabo ako mu kkooti naye olw'ensonga nti essomero likyakozesa akatabo ako kkooti yandibadde etunulako bulizi neeraba ne comparinga ne kopi eyali eya risiiti.
So, my Lord, if court is of the opinion that the comparison will not meet the ends of justice, then the receipt book could be tendered in its form as an exhibit.
Nti ekiba kyetaagisa kooti akatabo kasobola okubeera nga kaweebwayo nga ekizibiti eky'oludda oluwaayo.
And the exhibit management rules would require the person in custody to be the one to tender, and my Lord, the witness on the stand has already demonstrated so.